Okay, so I keep going down the rabbit hole of this $500 camper, and as you can see, I started taking panels off. It was just too rotted in the corners. I needed to get access to this, which was in the door. I figured I could do it from the inside, but the other side was worse because the bathroom had a vent too. So that's in the corner here. There's a vent up there and a vent up here. So all this water just went into this area. And as you can see, it's not so good. I need to see, I don't even need a hammer. I just pull it out. See? I'm lucky this thing made it on the tow truck in one piece, I think, because this whole front end is pretty bad. Luckily back there it's not. It's good. But typical Class C campers, they just always have so much problems in the front. So if you ever want to get an older Class C, just be ready for it. Even one that's only like 5-10 years old, it seems like that one, that's a 2004. I had to redo everything up front here. You could see right through it. I had all this off, these off on the sides, and had to redo that whole thing because Winnebago, when they put the ceiling stuff in here, they didn't peel off. It was butyl tape, but they didn't peel off one side, so there was no way for it to squish and seal. So from day one, it was leaking. But I got it all sealed up now. It's good, and I did some, upgrades to where hopefully it'll never be a problem as long as I keep the maintenance on it. But I'm gonna probably pull these back. I don't know if I'm gonna take them all the way off. I'm gonna try not to, because I'd have to take those out, and everything from like here back is good, I think. Probably have to pull this back, maybe take it out of there, I don't know. But I'm gonna start with the other side because that's gonna be the easy side. And this is the bathroom right here, so obviously it probably had leaks from the shower too over the years. That's why it's just so bad. But then there was no vent on it at all, so it'd been raining in there for quite a while. And so I'm gonna get that piece replaced and hopefully start getting some structure back to this thing. Look how flimsy this is. Yeah, just need my foot, not even a hammer. And that was the door. No wonder the door wouldn't close. I get these staples out, I'm gonna pull them out so I don't hurt everything. And I still got that up there, but at least it's solid enough. I may have to scab a piece in there, but I'll get this done. Well, went to Home Depot, spent another $100, got me some wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that door fixed now. That door spot right there. Right there. All right, so got my new board in here. Getting ready to, I'm just gonna do some staples right now to hold it. And then I'm gonna line it up. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way up. Hook it to this one. Try that. Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe a little more. So I can't find these really big staples. I don't know where to get those. So I've got these little crown ones right now. And then I'm gonna put a plate over these. I'll show you that in a minute. So I just gotta figure out alignment on this down here. Show you out here. So I gotta do a bunch of measuring and make sure that the door is gonna fit in here again. But there's the new board. Looks really nice. And then I'm not gonna hook it to this yet, but I need to just get this in here and kind of work that way. I'll probably do this later. And but I want to get this door kind of back in for now. That should hold. That's a lot stronger now. And put no screws in it. I don't think it'll affect this stuff very much. May bulge a little bit, but I may just do something different than this stuff anyways. But I need to secure this to make it really strong, but it's secured down there already. I got to figure out what to do with this because it's routed out. So I think that probably is the next step, or I might move over to do the other side over there so that the roof, this is supporting the roof. So I might just do that. We'll see. Well, so much for not taking panels off. I just realized that it's just going to be easier to take them off because they're stapled on. It didn't seem like it because the boards were all rotten, but in some places they are, like some of the corners. So when I'm done, I need to put a staple under the trim piece, and then the trim goes up in to hide it. I don't know if I showed that right there. And so I'll staple it, and then the piece goes up in it. And to get all this wood that's not rotten off, I need to take all those staples out. So it's getting there. I'm gonna put this piece in and then probably replace that piece and do the window. And it should be pretty good on this side. Should be a little more, not so droopy. I'm gonna have to get some butyl tape. I don't have enough, but that's not the goal right now. The goal is the framing part, and then we'll put it all back together, seal it up. For right now, I got tarps. Tarps will help keep all the water out, I hope. Not that there's gonna be too much wood to ruin. It shouldn't ruin that right away, even if it gets wet. So this is what I got myself into. I've gotten this all framed up, and I just decided that everything from here, except for some of these on top, were just bad. They just, like in the corner they were bad, and then I just decided to cut it out here and go all the way over there. So that meant I had to, of course, loosen the roof. Let's get over here, because this board right here was rotten, like, oops, not showing, was rotten like halfway, so I couldn't staple this board to this board. And then the top board was rotten there, but okay on the top, so all this was good, but putting these together just didn't seem right. And so now I've got to, these are nailed down this way, so I gotta get them out and then put the piece in. And good thing about Alaska, the sun, you get 19 hours of work time right now. It is almost 9 o'clock, feels like 4 o'clock, and I really don't feel tired. So I'm gonna at least get this piece in tonight, I hope. And then I can close this back up and maybe even put a window back in. Maybe. Thank goodness that's okay back there. There's a little bit of rot down at the bottom, but the back is good. Because this would just, I'd just get to the point where I'd tear it off and make a flatbed out of this thing, which some of you people probably thought, do it. Yeah, that's what you need to do. But these campers are harder and harder to come by now, and usually this is the problem with them all. So it doesn't matter if you get one that looks nice, it's still going to be in this condition unless it's been in a garage all its life. So I'm gonna keep going and try to get this taken care of right here. All right, I was looking to see how to get this toilet out, and I saw this and I pressed it, and listen. it makes all this stuff move. I don't know what this does though. And it stops. So it's like a clock for your toilet. Like, see all those gears moving? Isn't that really cool? Let's click. And all right, I got this toilet out. What's interesting is it's kind of like a toilet, house toilet really. The way that it's set up, and it's got the crazy clock here. I don't know if you can hear that. I can pull this out. There's this mechanism that's moving in here. There's all the gears and everything. It spins that little thing on the top. And then I thought, well, it's probably kind of a stinky toilet, I bet, because it's just goes straight into the black tank. But I saw that they had a thought for that, is there's this. It'll shut it off if you want. So you can open it up to use it. And then when you're done, you shut it off and you can flip it right there to keep it. Well, sort of. Kind of hard to get on. And that holds it. So that'll keep the smell from coming in. So I gotta get that shower pan out and inspect this floor. Okay. Roll in. Alright. So I have come to the sad conclusion that this camper is really not going to be worth saving. It could be done, but it's just always going to be problems. I started really getting into it and checking things, and I kept just going, oh, that's okay, that's okay. I even tried to fix it over here. I did attempt it, and I got, framed up, but one issue I was having, it was still trying to bow down. And even with all this, I just couldn't get it to kind of cinch up. And then I got over here. That was the next step I was going to do, and all that wood up there is rotten. And so it's the same thing. I'm going to have the same problem over there. And then I feel this thing's just going to droop. The wood around the window was all bad. And I thought, okay, it's just the front area. I can do this. But then I was like, I better check everything. I know there's more little areas that are going to be problems. So I started checking here and around that. And then out here. So see, I had fixed it here, but then that, this wasn't horrible, but I figured, okay, but then it just kept going in there. And then this piece has separated from the inside, and it was going to be really hard to get any tools in there, anything to suck it back in. And then if I had to replace it, I was trying to figure out how I was going to nail it. But really what did it in was the bathroom area where the other vent was. Like I said, everywhere there was a vent, we had problems with this. Right here. This is just falling apart. The floor, this isn't the floor. If you look in there, you can see where I cut the original floor out when I took the bathroom, toilet, and everything out. There's just no structure left. It was just gonna have to do so much more past the cab, which I didn't want to do. And so I really bummed out. I was like, man, what am I gonna do? I don't want to make this thing a flatbed. It's not that cool to be a flatbed. It'll be kind of cool, and I get to drive it around. And then I got the great idea. I think my wife helped me out with this idea. She said, why don't you build your own camper on it? And I was like, yes, that's what I need to do. I need to build my own camper on it. Here. All right, so if I'm not going to save this thing, I got to explain myself of why, at least. First, let's just go right here. Look at this door. It's definitely going to need some work. Anyways, you can see I tried to save it. I started doing some work, but I'll tell you why I got to this conclusion. So, obviously, pretty bad up here. I knew that was going to be the thing. Almost every Class C RVs are this way. I figured from here on, I was going to be fixing it. No big deal. But because this bathroom is placed and where this stupid vent is, it ruined everything in here. That's not even the floor. That's the little subfloor. That's like 1/4 inch stuff right there. I cut the floor out, took everything out, and it was just wet and gross and just disgusting. And the problem I'm having, I was like, well, okay, this is still doable, still trying to talk myself into it. But when you get up here between the cab and the camper, all this wood was bad. And I started thinking, that is going to be really hard to get stuff in here. Like this is separating from it. And try to, because the cab is in the way, how am I going to get tools in there? I'm not sure how they did it from the factory. I guess maybe they built this separately and then placed it on here. It doesn't seem that way, but however they did it, they were able to get their tools in there to put nails and screws and everything between the cab and the camper. So that is going to be very difficult. And then just the design of these things, they're not good. They're just going to leak again, no matter what I do almost. It's so bad that here in Alaska, there is a company, I think it's called Alaskan Shrink Wrap. I'll see if I can find a picture of one. They go around and even brand new RVs, they'll put like a tent on top of your RV, and they put a frame down the middle there, and then they tent it to where it has basically an angle going up to a peak, so all the snow will just come off of it and not leak in your RV. And I've seen brand new RVs with it up here, and they're making a fortune off of it. I wish I would have had the idea. I met the guy, and he's doing quite well. So if I'm going to do this, I am going to put definitely some type of pitched roof or curved roof. It's not going to be a flat roof. That is just asking for trouble. And then another reason to get excited about this, I've been wanting to build just a small guest cabin on this property for when people come up to Alaska, because you never know how many friends you have till you move to Alaska. It's kind of like having a lake house, all your friends come out of the woodworks, but it's cool. It's a lot of fun. I don't mind it. All my friends, it's cool. Come and visit me. And I got an Alaskan house, so let's do it. Anyways, so we need more guest room. And who wants to visit me in Buckeye, Arizona? It's not very fun. But Kasilof, Alaska, yeah. I just had my buddy Ray here, and we had a blast. 4-wheeling, got stuck in the mud. It was great. Anyways, tangent. Let's get back to this camper. Where was I? I don't even know. I got talking about buddies and stuff. Oh, we're gonna save a lot of stuff to keep the coolness of the camper. Like that sink, definitely. I'm just gonna hopefully take this whole spot out right here, and we're gonna use that definitely, because I might have the bathroom in the same area. I think this is a good spot for it. This little hand pump, definitely gonna go. I'll find a rebuild kit for it if it doesn't work. Sink's pretty cool. Why not? It fits really good. Got a propane light. That's definitely going somewhere. It might be the only vent I have, because I don't want to put a vent in the roof at all. Except for the only thing that'll stick out of the roof possibly will be a chimney, because I'm going to have wood stove. Yes, that's what you need in Alaska. So wood stove, it'll have a backup, diesel heater or something, because maybe this truck might become a diesel someday. And then that'll be perfect, because I'll have all the same fuel. Let's see, what else are we gonna keep? Maybe the cool Dometic refrigerator. Remember, this is all from '69, so some of this stuff's really cool. That heater will be gone. Another thing I don't have in here is I don't have the stove. I didn't have the hot water heater. Somebody robbed that too, so that was kind of another downer. Let's see. I want to keep this kind of footprint where the bed is in the back and the bathroom here and maybe the kitchen on this side. I don't know. You gotta decide that, but I think I can keep this same footprint. The front, I don't know if I'll do so far out. I might just do a smaller, like twin bed setup, so it's stronger. It doesn't need to be a big twin. Or big, full. I can have that in the back. And oh, these lights, definitely, if they work, I'll refurbish them. But anyways, they just look cool. What else is really cool in this? Oh, outside. Let's go look outside. All right. We get out here, and I've got the cool beaver mascots that they have. That the company that made this, there's one down there. That was from under the cab or above the cab. And that, I thought if I cut those out and like put them inside somewhere, or maybe even put them outside, that'd be kind of neat. Got the cool lights back here, the reverse lights. I can keep all those. They're in good shape. Well, I'm a little tired. I know that time lapse just looked fast, but that took a while. Anyways, let's take a look at this thing, and I'm starting to feel really good about tearing this old camper down. I mean, I still feel bad because it was cool looking. Just had to be done. Anyways, check this out. It's like the whole wall is water damaged. I didn't even know that. I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but you come back over here. It is so bad. This doesn't even have, like, I didn't even know that from the inside. If I would have poked on that from the inside, I would have known that there was nothing there. Or maybe it'll, it still would have been soft, but, God, so bad. That's like a cabinet right there. Wash my hands, get all the nasty mold and everything off. But yeah, there it is. Just feeling pretty good about my plan. I'm tired though, so I'm gonna finish this up in the morning. I might get the whole thing torn apart. I don't know. It's not gonna take very long. The only reason it's taking long is I'm just trying to save a few things, like some of the cool emblems and vents and stuff. So I'll have to. Inside will be the same thing, like the light fixtures and stuff. But once everything I don't want in it is out, it's sledgehammer time. Okay. Hopefully I don't collapse it on myself. Bye. All right. Aluminum or metal? The test. It's aluminum. I don't know why I thought it might be steel. Bends so easy. It's like one big pop can. Check this out. I plugged this in before I started tearing the whole thing apart. It's getting cold in there. I don't know if you can see. That's cold. This thing still works, at least on electricity. So I'm gonna let it go all night. See how cold it gets. Sweet. Apparently, somebody thought this was worth $5,500 or best offer. I don't know when, but I got it for 1.5 off, $500, and thank goodness, because it's so rotted. It's terrible. Maybe, well, I don't know if it ever would have fetched that price. 20 years ago it wouldn't, if they were selling it 20 years ago. It looks pretty old. I don't know if I can... Nothing about any dates on here. Logan Lumber, right there. So probably can't figure out when they were trying to sell it, but... Yep. Got me a deal, sort of. It should be. I think it ran back then. I think it stopped running when it sat for the 5 years after the second guy bought it and left the air cleaner off of it. So maybe 1,500 back then. That's what he would have got. But cool. Well, I'm probably to the point where I need to start taking stuff off from the outside. Otherwise, I'm going to collapse this on myself. I'll have to get the fridge out, but I think that's the only thing I want to keep now. I think everything can go. I might need this, though. This went around the vent. And I have to try to pry that off, but it looks like I'll end up breaking it. Yep, not gonna keep the heater, so unplug the fridge, I guess get it out, and then everything can just start coming. I mean, I've got like, this wall's like nothing. Almost get it out right now. Got me a nice door right there. Yep. Found a bunch of money, so I'm already ahead, like 59 cents. I'm doing good. Both batteries was good in this machine too after sitting for 5 years, so that's like $200-300 now. I've got one in the truck, that truck, and it's been fine. Haven't had any problems with it. All right, well, I guess I get that back window out. I think I want to keep this window frame because it's nice and big, but I'll have to replace the glass. We'll see when I get it out if it's even worth messing with. Okay. Good workout. Just tear down your own camper. That's all you need. At home, my dad had a bunch of these. Not these, just regular tow behind campers that they use for farmhand workers to stay in. And so what we do to tear them down is we just get our forklift and we just ram them in because we didn't care about anything in them. And then we'd lift up and then it would just crumble, just all come down to one piece. And it made a huge pile, but it made a manageable pile that we could get it into the dumpster. So we've taken a lot of them apart that way. Ask my sons, that's what they've done. So they could earn a little bit of money, or they just thought Dad was being really mean to them, I guess. But they got to use a forklift, so come on. Well, I guess I got to start taking this stuff apart and hopefully don't collapse the thing on me. Maybe I'll start in the back. That looks easy. All right. All right, check out what I just found in the bottom of the camper as I'm tearing this apart. This is one of my favorite things about getting old vehicles. You never know what you're gonna find. Nunchucks. That's right. I haven't hit myself with them yet. But my kids want to play with them and they'll probably smack themselves, so. But yeah, they're just in there like under a bunch of stuff that I hadn't seen them yet, so. I got nunchucks.
off. And there it is. Still, it's not completely off, I guess, yet, because it's still sitting on it. But now I can maybe tear it apart a little easier with it being on the ground. But kind of get a look of, let's look on the other side, what the truck's gonna look like. Not bad. I like it. I'd cruise around with that for a little while. It's a little sunny today in Alaska, and it's always humid here, so I'm sweating pretty good. Not used to that up here. Usually it's just cold, but not bad. So I'll take a break again and come back out here and tear it all apart. It's got some, well, trailer's getting a little full. I might have to do two loads. I'll have to see when it gets all in there. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do 2 loads. Oh well, get it all torn apart and get it in. And I can start having fun with the truck. All right, as you can see, it's a flatbed now. I went to film the last little bit of just tearing the roof off and everything, and I forgot to press play. Had my son helping me, and it is all in that trailer now, my ATV trailer. Every bit of it, except for the stuff I saved, like the propane box and a few little things, windows. But there it is. It's a 12-foot bed. This is the cabin chassis model that Ford would sell, and so it has the 159-inch wheelbase. So lots of room up there. Let's jump up there. Oh. So I kind of like the configuration that it had. Maybe if I can figure out how to make a little bigger bathroom. And then I was thinking like wood stove here. Hey, there's the rabbit that I caught. It's not very smart. It just keeps coming around and just lets us keep catching it. Anyways, I caught that rabbit with my bare hands. If you saw it on my Facebook post, maybe I'll include that in the video. So yeah, I gotta haul that down to the dump, but still got the entrance over here. I'll have to get a window for it for now, but it's not rusty. I mean, it's real good on the top. Even the cab corners are good on this truck. It's really just the front that we'll have to address. But anyways, I'm going to go and work on the engine now, get it going. I'm gonna run it in the shop, make sure everything's okay. That's that one I got in the last video from the tweakers, and we'll see how it's running. And now I can put this in the shop because it will fit through the door, so that's a huge plus. I'm gonna have to push it over there, but I've got my son has come up for a week to help with the commercial fishing we're gonna be doing, and in the meantime he's gonna help me get the engine in the truck. So I'm gonna show you guys this engine running now, and that'll probably be the last of the video of this week. There it is right, whoop, there it is right there. So I'll run to the clip of this video and we'll be good. All right, I think I've been Chinesed. So I've got this new set of points here. I don't know if you could see, they don't line up very good. They're supposed to open and then close. They're kind of offset. I don't think they're gonna be very good. If you look at these down here, I'll probably just clean them up because they're a little more lined up. Let's see if I can make a move. You can see. These other ones, I just feel they're gonna fail on me. And these are probably better. It's one of those things where you don't just always replace the parts now, because stuff like that I've put in and they don't work. So I'm going to try these first. I'm just gonna put some sandpaper in there and clean up the rust and call it good. See if we get a spark. All right,
All right, this is ready to start. It's set for, I need the adapter. See, I've got 2 holes there. That's gonna go on like that. And so I've got an adapter just to make that work for now, because I don't have a 4-barrel carburetor. But I had to put the starter on, and I think I know one of the reasons they quit running that truck is starter bolts were stripped out in the transmission, which won't be a big deal with the other one because they're good. So I had to put bolts, longer bolts in and bolts all the way through and a nut on to make that work. But I got it all timed. So basically all I gotta do is get power to the coil, and then I'll just touch it like that to the battery. Get some fuel to it. This thing should run. Sounds good so far. Tomorrow we'll get this thing fired up. Also found that I need to swap the oil pan because this is a rear mounted oil pickup. The truck's a front mounted one, so that's kind of a bummer, but no big deal. All right, we're gonna see if this thing will fire up. And it should just go fire right up, I think. Guess what? Got me a rabbit. There's so many of them around here. I'm gonna go show the kids and then let him go because he's freaked out. Yeah, got me a little rabbit. Well, that's it for this week. I've got my fridge in here now in the garage. You can see it. And it's working great. See, I got ice cream in there. Barely fits. Some Ben and Jerry's. So you can see all the ice forming in there, and that's solid. If it does work on propane, then I will reuse this fridge because it's pretty cool. It's cool looking. So got a little lock right there. Hopefully I can figure out a cool spot to put that in the new camper. And so the next video is going to be me and my son getting the engine in and then just driving it around and kind of just going through the truck and make sure it runs good. And that's probably all I'm going to do for this summer. Maybe get a plan of what I'm going to start building. But like I said, I got a year before I get back up here. And then I'll start doing the truck camper part of it. All right, thanks a lot for watching.